All right, what's going on, everyone? Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts. This is my earnings stream I do every week. And the earnings we have for tonight is OXY and Jumia. So OXY ticker symbol OXY and Jumia ticker symbol JMIA. So let's just take a quick peek here and see what time they're reporting. So OXY is supposed to report at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. Okay, their expected, or well, I'm sorry, their forecast EPS is 0.67. Their forecast revenue 7.13 billion. So we'll see what their data comes in at. Okay, now they were trading a little bit below the anchored VWAP going into this earnings, and they were trying to do a crossover on the MACD as well. Looks like it did in fact crossover earlier this month. They kind of bottomed out a little bit and started trending up. So we'll see how the earnings data reflects the price action here. And as far as Jumia goes, they're actually not reporting until Thursday before the open. All right. I know Fergie was saying something there. So Jumia will be more of like a preview because they report on Thursday. All right. So the main focus is actually going to be OXY today. And just I got too many ads popping up. 1 second here. There we go. All right. Let me scroll down. So OXY is not really a big mover if you're looking at what the price is one day after their previous earnings. Previous earnings, they were only up 1.66% the next day, not even $1 per share. And the time before that, they were only up like $2 and some change. And then before that, they were down a few dollars. And then the time before that, they were up a few dollars. So not really a big mover by any means, in my opinion. So let me go back to the candlesticks real quick and just see if we have any pre-earnings price action. We'll go to the 1 minute chart here. Hey, what's up, Farouk? What's up, Porterhouse? Got about 80 people tuning in here between Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Got a handful of people in the Discord. Again, for anyone that might not be able to see my screen on Discord, just go to the YouTube. I posted that link right above. Hey, Farouk, how you doing? So let's go back here to some of this other info. As far as Jumia, I'll just brush on that real quick. They usually have a decent move due to earnings. Their last earnings, they were down 17% the next day. The time before that, 53% hit. The time before that, they were green almost 18%. And then the time before that, green 41%. So Jumia definitely likes to have a big move, especially percentage wise. So again, they're Thursday before the open. All right. So got a couple days before that, but let me go back to the sticks real quick and see what OXY is doing. Okay. OXY closed the regular session at $48.90 a share, up 1.75% on the day. And they're trading here in the after hours at $48.99. So still got a little bit of time to burn there. I was thinking about, since OXY is not really a big mover when it comes to the earnings, I was thinking about doing a traditional iron condor on this. And I was looking at the numbers earlier, and the risk reward didn't really make a lot of sense. But I can kind of show you what that iron condor would look like. I mean, it was paying like 2 to 1, so you got to risk $2 to make $1. So, which is not out of the ordinary with iron condors or credit spreads specifically. So it wasn't too bad. But we'll kind of just build it out real quick so I can kind of show you what I was looking at earlier. So I'm just going to use option strat here. We'll go to OXY And then I was just using Friday's expiration. We'll put the call side in, and then we'll put the put side in. So it's going to be a credit spread on both sides of the price here. So I was let's do the call side first. That's going to go up top, and I'll set that at 55 and 54, and then down below, let's see if we can get this thing centered. Okay, not quite centered. Go to 46, 47. Go down a little more, and maybe bring the call side in one strike. That's looking kind of centered almost. But as you can see, the risk reward on this trade just isn't there. You'd have to go really tight with it. So let me just move them in a little more. Okay. Move the call side in maybe one more. Yeah, that's kind of more center there. So you can see this is the 2-to-1 risk reward I was looking at earlier. And break evens, basically don't want Oxy going outside of 46.64 and above 51.37. So it's only a few dollars on each side. And you know, what if this is the earnings? Oxy does have a big move. You know, sometimes by the time we realize there's like a pattern, you know, a lot of times it's not valid anymore. So you know, it was just too tight. As far as my break evens go, risk reward wasn't too bad. Like I said, you're kind of risking $2 to make $1 around there. So it just didn't look good for me for an iron condor. I'd want more room on the spread. So I'd want these spreads like at least 55, 54 on the top, and then maybe 45, 40, well, 44, 45 on the bottom. And you can see, you know, I'm not going to risk $94 to make $6. So that's why the trade's not there for me. But just to give an idea how you can build these things out, you can use option strat. It's a pretty good tool. Let me move this over and see if we got any action on Oxy. Not yet. Let me go to chart view on Webull. I just want to look at some things. Put Oxy on the left here. I did open up a put credit spread on ARM today, and I alerted that to everyone in the Discord. And real neat trade. We sold. It's only a 3-day hold, so it expires on Friday. But just, you know, we got a couple more minutes to burn it before Oxy's earnings data comes out. So I just want to talk about this trade real quick. What we did was on ARM holdings, okay, trading around $160. Closed the regular session at 160.32. But what I did was I sold the 155. I kind of like the 155 level on ARM. I'm just going off of like recent price action here. Like the bottom of this candle is right at 155, and then the wicks from today's candle and yesterday's candle. Looks like there's some demand there around 155, right? So I'm kind of trading the 155 level, and what I did was for Friday's expiration, it's only 3-day hold. If you sell the 155 put, sell to open, and then you buy to open the 152.50, that's going to form a 250 wide spread. Okay, so the value of that spread, the total value is $250. When we sold the put credit spread, I collected $69 a spread. So that's pretty good when it, you know, so basically if we collect $69 a spread and the spread is 250 wide, so 69 divided by 250, that's a 27% return on capital, because each spread you open up, your broker's going to basically put $250 on hold while the trade's open, right? And if it works out, then you know, this could be 27% return on capital in only 3 days. And also look at it this way: how to determine your break even on the trade is you take the put that we sold to open, which is the one that's going to be closer to the money, right? So that's the 155 strike. And then you minus out the credit we received, okay? So 155 minus the 0.69 we got for each spread. That means my break even is $154.31 on ARM for a 3-day trade. Okay. So one thing you can do, you kind of go back to intraday chart if you want. I like to put a horizontal line where my break even is. That way, you know, I can just look at the chart from a bird's eye view and easily tell if it's above my break even or not. And we just figured that out. My break even's 154.31. 154.31. Boom. I'll go ahead and lock that line into place there so it doesn't move on me. So now, you know, now that the trade's open, you know, I can just glance at the chart and know if I'm okay or not. As long as the price is above this white line, I'm going to stay in the trade. There's no questions asked. Yeah, Mike on YouTube, Oxy reports that I'm showing 4:15 p.m. Eastern, according to Earnings Whispers. So we got about another 5 minutes to burn here. And again, their forecast EPS is 0.67. And their forecast revenue is 7.13 billion. So looks like we got about 5 more minutes before we actually get the Oxy data. And of course, as soon as I get the data on Oxy, EPS revenue, maybe some forward guidance, I'll post that on YouTube for everyone. And I'd mentioned earlier when I started the stream, not sure if everyone knew, but Oxy is now ranked number 6 in Warren Buffett's portfolio. So that's here. I'll show you a screenshot of his portfolio real quick. I can zoom in a little bit. Oh, won't let me zoom in anymore. That's okay. I'll zoom back out. So I don't know if you can see that on my screen, but Oxy's sitting here at ranked 6 on Warren Buffett's portfolio, and it's 4.89. It's almost 5% of his portfolio. Recent activity, he added 3.49% more. So he has 264,178,414 shares, and his reported cost basis is $49.41. So he's got a huge position there, ranked number 6 on his portfolio. So fun fact. But yeah, we still got a few more minutes before the actual data comes out. So anyways, on that ARM trade, yeah, you know, all I care about is ARM staying above my break even of 154.31. And I can also put a vertical line where my expiration date is. And I know it's this Friday. So I'll just put it at market close on Friday. I'll make that yellow there. I'll lock that into place. So with this put credit spread on ARM, as long as the underlying stock price of ARM stays above this white line, and then just got to take it to this yellow line, you know, this is going to be a easy slam dunk trade. So got some cushion from where the stock price closed today to where my break even is. I got like $6 worth of cushion. So I feel pretty good about it. And you never know. I mean, look what happened on the 13th, which was last Thursday. You know, had a huge dip buy action going there. You know, if something like that happens tomorrow, I won't even have to wait until Friday. I could take early profit on this if it makes another move like that. So we'll see what happens. Easy trade. We're not married to it. 3-day hold and potential return on capital of 27%. So I really like that. And I shared that with everyone in the Discord earlier today. Back to Oxy. Still no movement. It kind of was a little volatile after the closing bell rang. Kind of wicked up and wicked down and came back down and it came back up a little bit. So kind of just hanging out right around where it closed the regular session at. I mean, it closed the regular session at $48.91, up 1.7% on the day. It was literally in after hours at $48.91. So, you know, not getting any movement yet. It's 4:14 p.m., so it should be any moment now. We'll start to see some volatility here. Got a little over 500 people tuning in. Welcome, everyone. My name is The Swinging Bull with PB Alerts. We live trade every day, and we have a lot of fun. Ethan, our options day trader, he basically trades the market open every day. And then I do a lot of swing trades with spreads, and I trade a lot of wheel strategy. That's what I do a lot in the Discord. And then of course, Coach Mad Maverick does a lot of swing trades on stocks. He trades options too, but yeah, Duco wants to know about DVN earnings when they come out. Let me just see when they report. Okay, we're getting a little bit of action on Oxy. It's 4:15 p.m. Eastern, so the data should be out. Let me see when DVN. Okay, it looks like their earnings are already out. So I'll take a look at that after everyone's here for Oxy right now. So let's just kind of wait on Oxy. Let me pull DVN over here on the side. Okay, yeah, their earnings are probably already out. They're getting some volatility here. Let me see if I can go back here. Hold on. Okay, Dividend Energy. All right, if anyone was interested in DVN, they did have a double beat. Okay, it's like the same industry sector, if you will, as Oxy, pretty much. So their forecast EPS was $1. Their actual data that came in was $1.16, so they beat there. Revenue 4.25 billion was the forecast. They came in at 4.40 billion, so double beat on Devon, I guess you pronounce it, energy. So from looking from the outside in, so far it looks good. They did have an initial, right when the data got released, they did have a positive reaction. They kind of pulled back a little bit, but now they're still back up. Now they're kind of back up here now. So they are green in after hours, 1.2%. Let me see here. The expected move for DVN was 5%. Don't see any forward guidance on it yet, but when I see it, I'll let you know. Oxy's getting a little bit of movement. It is green in the after hours. Okay, let me just scroll back here, and I want to get the Oxy data and post that. Give me one sec here. Yeah, it's kind of as I expected. That we already looked at the previous earnings, and Oxy just doesn't move for earnings. It really doesn't. Maybe a few percentage points here and there, but I have a feeling that this is not going to be too dramatic. What was the volume it traded at today? Had 14.6 million volume. Almost 15 million volume. They trade on an average of 10 million. So, they had 50% more volume today, but I guess you could say the Oxy kind of sold off at the opening move, had two legs down, and then trended up for the rest of the day. So interesting price action there. But yeah, it's basically just sitting here flat in after hours. So not really much going on. And same thing with DVN. I mean, it's up a little bit, but these bigger energy companies and oil companies, they're just not big movers. So if anyone was expecting a big move from either of these, a little disappointing if that's what you were expecting. But always look back at the previous earnings and kind of see what's happened before, and the big moves just aren't there. That's kind of why I was considering an Iron Condor earlier. But I didn't really like the risk reward too much, so I just skipped it. Go back over to Discord and see if okay, Cool Lamp asking about Oxy earnings. Yeah, Oxy earnings should be out. I'm trying to find some data here. Give me 1 second. Okay, here's some data for Oxy. Just came in. Okay, so as I was talking before, their forecast EPS expectations was 0.67. They did beat that. That came in at 0.80. So that's pretty solid beat there. We can just do the math on it real quick. So came in at 80. Forecast was 67. So they beat by 13, 13 divided by 67. So they beat almost by 20% on the EPS, 19.4% beat on EPS. So that's pretty solid. Revenue, they did not beat. Okay, they did not meet forecast on that. The forecast was almost 7 billion, 6.98 billion, the forecast for revenue. And they just reported 6.76 billion. So they missed on revenue. That's not good. Okay. Which is probably why they're not really moving much right now. They're just kind of stagnant, you know. So, you know, like I said, not really too exciting. I got some more data from AlphaSense I can go over. Oxy earnings. AlphaSense is a pretty credible source, I think. So net loss of 297 million or 0.32 per diluted share. Adjusted income of 792 million or 80 cents per diluted share for the fourth quarter of 2024. It's a couple of statements from the higher ups in the company. Our teams continued to demonstrate industry-leading performance during the fourth quarter of 2024, outperforming guidance across all three segments and delivering record U.S. production while improving our capital efficiency, said President and CEO Vicky Holub. Our operational excellence translated to another quarter of strong financial results, highlighted by our fourth quarter operating cash flow, enabling us to achieve our near-term debt repayment target of 4.5 billion. Additional key differentiators for Occidental are our 2024 all-in reserve replacement of 230% and organic reserves replacements of 112%, which are indicators of our long-term sustainability. Okay, and of course, Warren Buffett's a big fan and a big shareholder as well. So that kind of sums up the Oxy earnings. They missed revenue. I don't think investors are liking that, and we're actually seeing a little bit of selling here. So that would be my concern with Oxy is they missed revenue. Solid beat on EPS, but you know I think revenue probably holds a little more weight with investors. Let me refresh my other screen. DVN, someone asked about that earlier. Devon Energy Corp. There's just nothing going on with that. Okay. They did have a double beat though, and they are up 1.3% in after hours. So I guess that's something. Oxy getting a little selling pressure here. Order book's kind of stacked on the sell side right now. Just go on a bigger time frame. Yeah, there's some selling coming in. Go 4-hour chart. I'll probably look for some support around 47 and some change, 47.50. That was support towards the end of last week. Probably going to be nice clean levels. You're basically looking at 47.50, 46.50, and 46. That's going to be your most recent, you know, horizontal support levels, if you will. Let me see what the volume profile looks like. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of losing a key level right now, which was right around 49. You can see the volume profile. There's a couple of gappies in there. Takes it right down to 48. And then, yeah, 47.50. That's going to be it right there. And then like 46.50. And then 46. So short-term support on Oxy. Like I said, it's a slow mover. It's a solid stock, you know, for you long-term holders of Oxy. Coming into the earnings, they had a solid PE ratio, you know, from 14.26. EPS was 3.84, and they pay a 1.8% dividend. Free float 670 million, and they always do a pretty good job pulling a profit. Year-over-year numbers could be better, but nonetheless, you know, it's a billion-dollar company here. Debt to asset only 59%, so that's pretty solid. But taking a little bit of a hit, just a tiny one. I mean, if you zoom in, it looks a lot worse than it is. You know, zoom out a little bit, go to the 1-hour chart. It's not too bad. It did have, it looks like a gap up in pre-market today. So if anything, it's just kind of filling that fill that pre-market gap. Let me see here. The chat. Can you explain the Jumia power forward from the title? I'm not too sure what you mean there. I'm not a Jumia investor. I don't really know too much about the company, so I'm not quite sure what you mean by the power forward from the title. I don't. Okay. Oh, it's a name of the event. Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know. Probably Google search gets you better information than I can give you on that. I'm not a Jumia investor. To be honest with you, I don't really like their financials one bit. I know they have some future plans for a lot of stuff, and they do have a big following. Some people love the stock. It's just not my cup of tea. I do know there's some leap options that were alerted on that, and I don't think they expire till 2027 or something like that. You got a few years on it. My personal risk on Jumia, I was technical analysis wise, is as long as it stays above 350, that's probably going to be my risk on it. But they report on Thursday before the open. Technical analysis wise, as long as it stays above 350, that's fine. Fundamentally, it's just not there. They haven't pulled a profit, and it's been 5 years. They haven't pulled a profit in 5 years. So it's just not there for me. It's too risky for me. But, like I said, technical analysis wise, as long as it stays above 350, hey, just trade that level. But other than that, I'm just not really a fan. Oxy's still kind of selling off just a little bit. Like I said, just scroll out a little bit. I mean, it's kind of been trending up the past few weeks, making higher highs and higher lows. And so we knew this going into it, that it's just not a big mover. But yeah, Chad, I wish I could help you more with that event from Jumia. I just don't know much about it. Okay. Okay, thanks, Porterhouse. You posted an article about it. Appreciate that, brother. Okay, yeah, no worries, Chad. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, we talked a little bit about Jumia when the stream started, so I wasn't sure when you jumped in here. But I'm gonna call it, give you my opinion. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I just know they have a big following, so that's why it was on the description. But yeah, it's been about 30 minutes, so like I said, not much going on. We do got some selling on Oxy, but like I said, just keep your eyes on those levels: 47.50, 46.50, and then 46. Those are my short-term support levels on Oxy. If they take a hit, I don't think it's going to be that big of a hit. We already know from their past 4 earnings that they don't really move too much. So, if you were expecting a dramatic move, you're probably not going to get it. But long-term investors, even though it's selling off a little bit, Oxy is going to be just fine. You got the backing of Warren Buffett, so I wouldn't worry too much. Not financial advice, but just my opinion. But yeah, it's been about 30 minutes. Anyone looking for a new home, feel free to join our Discord. There's some links in the description. You can sign up for free, or if you just want to jump right into the premium or one of our coaching programs, more than welcome to do that. And if you are looking for a new home and you do end up joining, my name's The Swinging Bull with PB Alerts, and I look forward to meeting you. But other than that, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their night, and I'll chat with everyone very, very soon. Cheers, y'all. Bye.